Daniel moved with a calmness that didn't match the storm inside him. As she fed the baby, he turned to the old coffee machine, measuring grounds with quiet precision. He wasn't trying to impress her. He wasn't trying to be a hero. He wasn't even trying to make a moment out of anything. He was simply doing what he had always done, finding small, quiet ways to keep the world steady. The coffee machine sputtered, coughing out steam in loud, uneven bursts. Daniel tapped it twice on the side, the same way he did every morning, and the metal thing obediently settled into a soft rumbling hum. The soldier jumped slightly at the noise, her exhaustion thinning her nerves. "Sorry," Daniel said with a soft smile. "This old machine likes to announce itself." She managed a tired chuckle. "It's okay. I'm used to things making noise at the wrong time." He glanced over his shoulder at her. She sat hunched, one hand holding the bottle steady while the other gently stroked the baby's tiny fist. Mason's eyelids fluttered, finally settling into the slow rhythm of feeding. Her shoulders relaxed just a little, though the strain in her posture never fully left. "Long night?" he asked. She exhaled, the sound equal parts exhaustion and bitter humor. "Long week. Long year. Maybe long life." He didn't push for details. People who said things like that were carrying more than they ever let others see. Daniel poured the fresh coffee into a cup, chipped at the rim but clean, and placed it on the table beside her without ceremony. No grand gesture. No flourish. Just quiet help, the kind he wished someone had handed him during his hardest years. "Thank you," she said again, softer than before, but this time her voice carried something different, something raw, something unguarded. "You don't have to thank me," Daniel replied. "Just breathe a little. You look like you haven't done that in a while." She blinked up at him, startled by the gentleness in his tone. Soldiers didn't often meet people who spoke like that, who saw past the uniform, past the walls, straight into the human beneath. "I don't have much time to breathe," she admitted. "But this helps." Daniel nodded. He leaned against the counter, arms crossed loosely, watching her with the patient calm of someone who understood too much. "Kids make everything harder," he said. "But they also make everything worth it." She looked down at Mason, brushing her thumb under his tiny chin as he drank. "Yeah," she whispered. "He saved me. Even on days I feel like I'm barely holding on." He didn't answer right away. He respected silence, the kind that held truth in it. Daniel moved to fix a loose cabinet hinge just to give her space. Every now and then, he stole a glance at her. The fatigue in her eyes. The stiff movements of her shoulders. The weariness she tried so hard to hide. She wasn't just tired from being a mother. She was tired from carrying something much heavier. He recognized that look. He had worn it for months after Lily was born, after he buried his wife, when every choice felt like a test he was destined to fail. When he feared falling asleep because he might miss something, feared waking up because the world felt too heavy, but he didn't say that. Instead, he said, "You know, if you ever need help in the mornings, I'm around." She looked up sharply, startled and no pressure. Daniel added quickly, "I just mean, mornings are hard. And nobody should have to do everything alone." She stared at him for a long moment, caught somewhere between gratitude and fear. "I'm used to doing everything alone," she said finally. He nodded slowly. "That doesn't mean you have to." She swallowed hard, as if the sentence touched something she didn't want touched. Then, trying to redirect, she said softly, "You said you have a daughter?" "Yeah. Lily. 12 years old. Practically a teenager already." His smile softened. "Too smart for her own good. Too loud in the mornings. Too stubborn all the time." The soldier smiled, the first real smile he'd seen from her. "She sounds incredible." "She is," Daniel said, pride slipping into his voice. "She kept me alive. Not that she knows it." The soldier stared at him with a look he recognized well, someone who needed to hear that they weren't the only one who had survived through someone else. "Did you raise her alone?" she asked. "Yeah," Daniel replied. "Since she was a baby." Her eyes deepened with something like understanding. "That must have been hard." "Hard," he repeated quietly. "Yeah. But worth it." She looked down at Mason, kissing the top of his head. "I hope someday I'll feel that way. Right now, everything feels like a fight." "You will," Daniel said gently. "One day at a time. One morning at a time." For a moment, neither spoke. The only sound in the room was the baby's rhythmic sucking and the soft hum of the ancient heater. Then, unexpectedly, she asked, "How do you do it? How did you not break?" Daniel chuckled, but it wasn't funny. It was tired, wistful, honest. "Oh, I broke," he said. "Plenty of times. I just learned how to keep going anyway." She let out a shaky breath, as if the truth she'd been hiding was too close to the surface. "I'm scared," she admitted suddenly. The words fell out before she could stop them. "Every single day. I'm scared I'm messing everything up. Scared I'm not enough for him. Scared I'm failing, at home, at work, as a mother, as a soldier." She stopped herself, pressing her lips together, embarrassed by her own vulnerability. Daniel didn't look shocked. Didn't look pitying. He simply nodded. "That's how you know you care," he said softly. "People who don't care never worry if they're failing." She laughed weakly. "That's comforting, I guess. It's meant to be." She looked up at him again, really looked. For the first time, there was trust in her expression. Not complete. Not deep. But starting. He didn't know why that mattered to him so much, maybe because he remembered how it felt to be drowning without showing it, maybe because he recognized the loneliness behind her eyes, maybe because kindness had always mattered more to Daniel than strength. Or maybe, just maybe, because something about her presence felt like the unpredictable thing he had avoided for years, and yet welcomed now without fear. After a moment, she whispered, "Thank you. For this. For not asking questions." Daniel shrugged. "Not my job to dig. I just want you and the little guy to be okay in the mornings." She smiled. "That means more than you know." The baby finished his bottle, eyes fluttering as he drifted into sleep. She burped him carefully, her movements slow and practiced. The strain in her shoulders eased for the first time since she walked in. The clock on the wall ticked closer to when the daycare opened. She rose gently, pulling the carrier straps tighter around her shoulders. "I should go," she said reluctantly. "They'll open in a few minutes." "You can come by any time," Daniel told her. "Even if you're just early. I'm always here at 5:27. She raised an eyebrow. 5:27? That's oddly specific. He smiled. Patterns. Something warm flickered in her eyes. Something sad, but grateful. Something that said she wasn't used to feeling seen. "Goodbye," she whispered. "See you tomorrow," he said without thinking, and then flushed with embarrassment, but she didn't laugh. She didn't look annoyed, she just nodded, a soft smile tugging at her lips. "Maybe you will." She walked out of the staff room, baby curled against her, and for a long moment Daniel watched the door, feeling something shift quietly inside him. He didn't know she was the Admiral's daughter. He didn't know her name carried weight and danger. He didn't know what helping her would cost, or what it would save. He only knew one thing: for the first time in years, something unpredictable entered his carefully patterned world. And he didn't mind at all.